So I pulled my XTE Ink X4 out of my pocket earlier this week and the front buttons were just gone. I've got no idea where they went. They're lost somewhere between my office and my front door. I looked everywhere, but I couldn't find them. So this is my device now. I can barely control it. It has no buttons, but the weird thing is, even though I can't use it as intended, I'm still carrying it with me every single day. And my screen time's down almost 45% compared to before I bought this device. I'll get to all of that in a moment. To start with though, I did just want to say thank you. A month ago, I made a video about how this little e-reader here got me off my phone, and over 20,000 of you watched it, which is wild. So this is my 1 month check-in. What's actually been working, what's clearly broken, and whether I'd still recommend you to buy one. I've also got some quick tips at the end if you do decide to buy one of these. First, let's run through how I've been using the device. This is how I carry it. In my pocket, alongside my phone. And for size reference, this is an iPhone 13 mini. Now, the MagSafe doesn't really work with my phone because of how small it is on the iPhone mini. It has to go sideways. But on my wife's phone, the Pro, it fits perfectly. But honestly, that doesn't matter to me too much because the size is perfect and it weighs nothing. So even if the MagSafe doesn't work, I'm happy with it as is. Any moment I would normally scroll, when I'm waiting for coffee, when I'm on a train, or even when I wake up in bed, I reach for this instead. Not really intentionally, but when I go to grab my phone, this is always with it. This has meant I've read my first non-informational book in 5 years, Hokkaido Highway Blues. I read philosophy and work stuff all the time, but I'd never sat down and just read for the sake of reading a book or a story or an adventure in a very, very long time. I also kept up to date with my normal reading. I read about 50 articles this month, all on this device, transferred in via Calibre. And that brings me to the single best thing you can do with this device. If you do buy one, I'd recommend you install Crosspoint and Calibre on your laptop, and it just lets you seamlessly transfer books from your library on your laptop straight to this machine wirelessly so quickly. It is a game changer. I use it every single day. So that's the good. It's light, it's small, it's easy to carry, it's painless to transfer, and it's got me reading more than ever. But there is clearly negatives here. I've been using this thing for a month. I haven't been using it roughly, exactly as they advertise and as intended on their website. And you'll see the back is a little bit scratched up. Of course, it's a bit dirty. Maybe it's a bit hard to see on the video, but it hasn't held up that well at all. This device is advertised to go on the back of phones, just like this. Nowhere on the website is it shown in a case, and it hasn't held up well. This is a great device. It's really light, which means I take it everywhere, but it doesn't feel premium. It feels like plastic, but the screen is actually glass. And from what I've seen online, doing a tiny bit of research, it's not uncommon for this device to shatter. Whether people drop it from a small height, whether they just put it in their back pocket and sit down, small things like that have been leading to the device breaking. It's just something to keep note of. If you search it online, you'll see the same reports I did. Of course, that hasn't happened to mine, luckily. As I said earlier though, I've been using this device exactly as intended, and here's what it looks like today. It hasn't kept the sheer or newness that you'd expect from a device like this. I've had a Kindle Paperwhite for years, and the plastic on that hasn't scratched anywhere nearly as badly as this one has. But the big one, the most important thing of all, is the buttons. It's ridiculous. I got home from work last week. I was about 85% through that book. I pulled out the device to quickly read, and I realized that those front navigation buttons were just completely missing. They were gone. I couldn't press next, I couldn't go back, I can't use it as at all with my fingers. I couldn't navigate the device because the buttons weren't there. I was trying to look for them everywhere, trying to find it in my pockets, retracing my steps, checking my car, nothing. So I lodged a support ticket and sent an email through to XTE Ink. I haven't got a response on that one yet, but I did manage to get in touch with the vendor who I purchased the device from, and they told me they don't have any spare parts. I can't order any new buttons. So this device is going to live with no front buttons from this point onwards. This is advertised as a pocket companion. I used it as a pocket companion to reduce my scrolling, and it's essentially broken within a month. The buttons are gone, there's scratched on the back. Of course, I don't really care about the scratches. It's in my pocket with other stuff. That's probably why. But the fact that I can't press the buttons is a huge, huge downside for me. I can't quickly flick between articles on my library like I showed in the first video because I can't navigate those menus. It's not all bad though. I do still rock the device. I've been using it. You can jam something small in here into this tiny hole here, and it still kind of works. But it's not really convenient when you're on the go. Like, I'm not going to pull out a tiny little pin and be trying to push this to navigate menus when I'm on a train. But here's the thing. Would I still recommend this device? Honestly, yes. I am still using it. Even though I can't navigate those menus, I'm still using this device right here every single day. I have a new process though. I load one book on the device because the side buttons still work. So I can turn it on. It'll load whatever book I was reading. This is the end of a book I just read. And I can go back with the side buttons and forward. So I can still use it in the book I have already been reading. I just can't navigate between them. This is essentially like carrying one single book with me now, just really portably. Compared to prior, when it was like 7 books, 50 articles, whatever I needed could all be on it. But carrying one book with me is still great. Otherwise, I'd have nothing. I just have less choice, and I'm a little bit pissed off with these buttons. I would still recommend it though. I would recommend it to buy with one condition. Buy a case on day one. When I bought my XTE Ink, I was really excited to start using it, so I decided to just start bringing it with me everywhere. I was doing research online, looking at how other people were using it, and I even bought a case after getting some recommendations. But it was shipping from China, and it was supposed to arrive 3 days after these buttons broke. So I can't stress enough how stupid I feel that I waited to order the case, because I think if I didn't, my device probably wouldn't be broken. So yes, my device is broken. Yes, I'm still using it. And yes, my screen time is down almost 45%. I'm reading more for fun than I ever have. And I feel the cost, the form factor, and the benefits I get out of this make up for the downsides. Just buy a damn case. From here, I'm going to keep using this device, but I'm very interested in the other device there, the X3. Originally, I wasn't interested in buying another device, but now that this one's got some issues, I'm going to buy that one and see how we go. So if you're interested, subscribe to watch that video once it comes out, and let me know your experience with these devices down below. Have you had issues with the buttons? Is that just me? I really want to understand.